I'm going to go back to a cell where I only come out for an hour a day chained to a table for the rest of my time. That's going to be that way.
All right, this is case number 26CR43348, the State of Ohio versus Andrew Napier. Mr. Napier is before the court with his counsel, Mr. Staten. Ms. Tranter on behalf of the State of Ohio. Ms. Tranter.
Your Honor, my understanding is that Mr. Napier is going to be changing his plea this morning to one count of the indictment, assault on a corrections officer, felony, the 3rd degree.
Are we doing an agreed recommended sentence on this? What I had talked about?
We agree with that, Your Honor.
Yeah, we can do that. It is an agreed, Judge.
All right.
You might.
Mr. Staten, is that accurate?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, so the agreed recommended sentence is that I'm going to sentence Mr. Napier to 18 months in prison to be served concurrent with his current sentence, which is going to add about 6 months or so. I'm not exact, but around 6 months onto his sentence. Do we agree that those are the numbers?
It is, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Napier, how far did you go in school?
I got a GED. I got 2 GEDs, actually. I took it a second time and scored higher in Michigan.
Okay. Can you read and write?
Yes, sir.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone promised you how the court would sentence you other than you've heard this discussion about the 18 months agreed recommended sentence?
No, sir. I've not spoke to anybody about anything.
Okay. Has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty against your will?
Nope.
Are you
No,
satisfied
sir.
with the representation that Mr. Staten has provided you?
Yes, I am.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No.
Do you take medication that interferes with your ability to understand what we're doing today?
No, I'm coherent.
Okay. Now I have in front of me a document called a change of plea. On the second page of this document, on the line marked defendant, there appears a signature. Did you sign this?
Yes, sir.
Did you read this and go over it with Mr. Staten?
I didn't read it personally, but I did go over it briefly.
Okay. Do you feel comfortable that you understand what it says?
Yes.
Okay. This document says you're entering a plea of guilty to one count of assault on a corrections officer as a felony of the 3rd degree that carries a maximum penalty of 36 months in prison and a maximum fine of $10,000. Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're also subject to a mandatory period of post-release control, which means upon your release on this charge, the adult parole authority is going to supervise you for up to 3 years, but not less than 1 year. If you violate those rules of supervision, the adult parole authority can return you to prison for up to 1/2 of this court's original sentence. If your violation is that you commit another felony, you can be returned to prison for 1 year or the period that you have left on PRC, whichever is longer, and that time would run consecutive to any additional prison time that you get sentenced to. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you are
Neither guilty.
Mr. Napier, I'm going to tell you right now that with this agreed recommended sentence, I'm not going to allow a plea of no contest.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to do that, then this
yes.
recommended sentence is going to be off. I learned a lesson a few years ago that on an agreed recommended sentence, you either plead guilty or you do an open no contest plea, and then you just, I'm going to sentence you how I'm going to sentence you.
I plead guilty.
Okay. Ms. Tranter, statement of facts, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On or about the 7th day of June, 2025, in Warren County, State of Ohio, defendant Andrew Napier did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to another. Furthermore, the offense occurred on the grounds of a state correctional institution, and the victim of the offense was an employee of the Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections, and the offense was committed by Mr. Napier, who was an incarcerated person at the time.
Mr. Staten, anything on those facts?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Napier, did you hear the statement that she read?
Yes.
Do you admit and acknowledge that what she said is true?
Yes.
And again, you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea of guilty?
Yes. Can I just say one thing?
Yes, sir.
I understand that you don't have to prove intent, because I didn't intentionally cause harm to him. I didn't mean to. I grazed him.
Well,
in the
okay,
process of
okay, but
Okay.
the standard
That
is,
looks bad.
the standard is on an assault charge knowingly, okay?
Okay.
It's not intentionally, it's knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm when you, to another person.
Right.
That other person in this case is a corrections officer, and you are an inmate, so that escalates it from what would have been just a misdemeanor assault to a felony of the 3rd degree because of the circumstances. So do you admit that you knowingly, not intentionally, but knowingly caused or attempted to cause physical harm.
Yes, I know
All
that
right.
I caused.
And again, you understand all the rights you're giving up, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what is your plea?
Guilty.
All right. The court's going to make a finding that you've made a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary waiver of your constitutional rights, and the court will accept your plea of guilty, and based upon the statement of facts in your plea, the court will make a finding of guilty. Is there anything you want to say before I sentence you, sir?
That's just what I wanted to say, that there was a long build-up that built up to this incident happening. For 5 months, the officer that sprayed me was the one that I actually had quarrels with. And the officer that got hit was just an innocent bystander. Like, I didn't mean for that to happen. I was running from the officer that sprayed me because I was suffocating and I was trying to get my wits about me to be able to breathe. And when I went through that tight space, lunged forward, I grazed Mr. Grant's nose apparently, and that's how it happened. It wasn't like I, cocked back and looked at him and intentionally punched him. Like, I didn't try to punch him, you know what I mean? And it just, I thought that mattered, you know what I mean? But I guess
Okay.
it looks really, I know I can't fight the officers, and I apologize for my behavior.
Okay.
I know now how serious an offense like that is taken care of, like how the seriousness of it is. Like, I've already been punished 60 days restrictive housing, 90 days commissary restriction, and they upped my level, and I'm being punished right now. So I do thank you very much for the concurrent, because I'm being punished right now. Like, I'm going to go back to a cell where I only come out for an hour a day chained to a table for the rest of my time. That's gonna be that way.
Well, I understand, I appreciate you apologizing, not to me, but to the officers.
Yeah.
They have a difficult job. I mean, these guys have a tough job, and don't make it harder on them. And again, when you make bad choices, you suffer bad consequences, right?
Yeah.
All right. The court has considered the statements made here today, the purposes and principles of sentencing, the relevant seriousness and recidivism factors. The court has also considered the agreed recommended sentence of the parties and finds it to be an appropriate sentence. So I'm going to order you to serve 18 months in prison, that to be served concurrent with your current sentence. You have 0 days jail time credit on this 18 months, and the court finds that you're indigent for the purpose of any fines, costs, or other financial sanctions. Now, you're subject to this mandatory post-release control, which we spoke about a minute ago. Do you need me to go over that with you again?
No,
Okay.
I understand.
You do have a right to appeal the court's decision of your sentence to the 12th District Court of Appeals. If you want to appeal, you must file your notice within 30 days of today's date. If you can't afford to pay for the transcript or anything necessary for your appeal, including an attorney, that can all be provided to you at no cost. Ms. Tranter, is there anything else?
No, sir.
Mr. Staton?
Nothing, Your Honor, thank you.
Good luck to you, Mr. Napier.
Yes, Your Honor.